To quote Stevie Nicks, I think I have to go my own way.
My vacation from Gas Monkey is going to be a permanent one.
For years, Aaron Kaufman was the fearless mechanic with the wild beard and unmatched skills on Fast and Loud, the one who turned rusty cars into legendary builds. But one day, he disappeared. The story of what happened after Aaron walked away from television remains hidden behind closed doors.
Different direction I want to go, and here I just can't. I really think that it's time.
But he quietly began building something no one saw coming. They opened Aaron Kaufman's garage, and what they found inside will leave you speechless. The truth is far more disturbing than anyone imagined. The sudden exit. The day Aaron Kaufman walked away from Fast and Loud, everything changed. Fans were stunned. For years, he had been the genius behind the builds, the one who made impossible deadlines look easy, with the wild beard and quiet confidence. But behind the scenes, the cracks had been there for a long time. Fast and Loud wasn't the same show anymore. It had started small. 2 guys, a garage, and a love for building cars. But success brought change. The budgets got bigger. The builds got crazier. With every season, the pressure grew. More deadlines and less time for real craftsmanship. But for Aaron, building cars was never about fame. It wasn't about chasing ratings or making reality TV moments. It was about doing things the right way. But as the show got bigger, that wasn't an option anymore. Producers wanted faster builds and less time in the garage. The show that had once been his dream job was now filled with creative tensions and differences. But Aaron kept showing up, continuing the building process, but deep inside, he knew it couldn't last for long. And in 2017, he made the toughest decision of his career, to end his time on Fast and Loud. The announcement shocked fans around the world. One of the biggest names in automotive television was walking away, and no one understood why. But Aaron made it clear. He didn't want to rush builds and sacrifice quality for ratings. It wasn't just the end for Fast and Loud. It was the start of a mystery that never truly ended. With Aaron Kaufman's sudden disappearance from television, fans were left wondering, where did he go and what was he building behind the scenes? But Aaron had done the unexpected. Behind closed doors, he was planning his next move, and it would be even bigger than anyone expected. The rumors started immediately. Some thought he had burned out with years of tight deadlines and constant pressure of running the garage, and maybe it finally reached a breaking point. Others believed he was working on something secret, a new project that's so insane it couldn't be revealed yet. But the truth stayed locked away, and it only fueled the mystery. But then, something strange happened. A photo of Aaron Kaufman leaked online showcasing a basic warehouse near Dallas, which consisted of a few trucks and a person standing by the door. Fans were sure it was Aaron Kaufman. This made fans realize Aaron hadn't left the car world behind. He had just retreated from the cameras and focused on building something new. A hidden workshop revealed. Aaron had launched his own company named ArcLight Fabrication. Unlike Fast and Loud, he had time to focus on each build with precision and craftsmanship. He focused on building components for old Ford trucks. The process included experimenting, testing new ideas, and building prototypes. From the time he left the show, people close to him knew he had been working on a serious project, fabricating and designing products he had dreamed about but never had the chance to finish on Fast and Loud. But fans had been right about one thing. Aaron's love for cars was never over. He just needed space to breathe. But that was only the beginning. What they found deeper inside the garage turned everything upside down. When Aaron Kaufman announced his new garage, people speculated whether this was a revenge against Richard Rawlings or if it was just Aaron wanting more control over his custom builds. But Aaron stayed quiet, and the real reason behind the garage was even more surprising than anyone expected. From the outside, it looked simple. A plain industrial unit filled with classic Ford trucks, toolboxes stacked high, and welding equipment in every corner. It looked exactly like the kind of garage you'd expect from Aaron Kaufman. But that wasn't all. Along with the huge truck builds, there were projects no one saw coming. Early prototypes, custom suspension systems, and even engines split apart for testing. Many whispered electric conversions generating high-end power within classic trucks. It wasn't built to showcase on TV. These were Aaron's hidden projects, working quietly and building the way he always wanted. But the real surprise came from what was tucked away at the back of the workshop, covered in sheets, and only a handful of people had seen it. But soon the details started leaking out. According to those working inside the garage, Aaron had been building a custom race truck, with every part designed for surviving the toughest terrains in the world. It wasn't ready for the public yet, but the garage was filled with parts and unfinished designs. And that wasn't the only thing hidden behind the doors. In another corner, they found something different. Smaller compared to trucks, but it was electric. Some said it was Kaufman's most ambitious project yet. An electric-powered hot rod designed to dominate the custom car world. But no official details came out. Only his closest team knew the full story. ArcLight Fabrication wasn't just a shop for Ford truck components. It was his personal workshop to build and test ideas without any restrictions. But the next thing about Aaron will leave even his closest ones stunned. For over a year, no one knew what else Aaron Kaufman had been working on. His new garage stayed hidden, and his team stayed quiet. Fans kept asking questions, but there were no answers in return. But what people didn't know was that ArcLight Fabrication was more than a workshop. Inside those walls, Kaufman wasn't just building trucks. He was experimenting with them. But innovation comes with risks. According to those who've seen the garage, one of the prototypes didn't go as planned. It happened during testing. A custom system failed due to overheating of electrical components. Flames broke out, and within minutes, the entire garage was in danger. But no one was hurt, and the fire was contained. However, the damage was clear. For someone like Kaufman, known for control and precision, it was a rare reminder of how dangerous building can be. But that didn't stop him. The work continued. The projects kept growing. Every experiment pushed the limits. Some of the builds were simple, parts designed for reliability. Others looked different, ideas that didn't belong to the past or the present. It wasn't just about finishing trucks. It was about creating something new, testing boundaries, redefining what a workshop could be. For months, the doors stayed shut, but inside, the experiments continued, and the mystery behind the discovery comes to light. Some of the trucks in the shop were close to the finishing stage. Others looked like raw experiments, half completed and surrounded by tools. The garage wasn't about flashy builds or racing deadlines. It was about going back to basics, taking time and solving the problems. And hidden deeper inside the shop, tucked behind the rows of trucks, was a project few people had ever seen. The details stayed quiet, but those who were there said one thing: Kaufman tried to hide this his entire life. The discoveries inside ArcLight Fabrication were impressive, but they only told one side of the story. Behind the projects, there was a bigger question. Where had Aaron Kaufman been since leaving television? And why had he stepped away from the spotlight? The answer started with shifting gears. After Fast and Loud, Kaufman tried to move on his own course. With his own set of rules, he launched Shifting Gears in 2018. The promise was simple: no drama, no rushed builds, just complex projects done the right way. But television isn't simple. The network wanted ratings, flashier builds, and with that, the creative control started to slip away. The pressure returned. The same problems Kaufman walked away from before came creeping back. By the end of season 2, the show was canceled. It was a tough moment. For Kaufman, who had built his career on precision, walking away twice wasn't easy. Some thought he was done for good, that the stress had gone too far. But inside his personal garage, the work never stopped. The projects continued, the ideas grew, and Kaufman stayed focused. But behind those workshop doors, hidden from public view, sat a project no one expected. A build so ambitious it stayed locked away, and now we know why he wanted to keep it hidden. The life beyond custom builds. When they finally opened the doors to Aaron Kaufman's garage, the full story came out. Fans had waited years to see what was hidden inside. What they found was more than anyone expected. The workshop wasn't just a garage, it was something else. A space for building, for experimenting, and for testing ideas that no one else would attempt. The first thing people noticed was the trucks. Bare frames, restored bodies, half-finished builds. But the biggest surprise was what filled the rest of the space. Prototype parts, early designs. Projects were stacked on shelves. Some were completed, and others were abandoned mid-build. Kaufman had never disappeared. He had simply stepped away from the cameras due to the rules. Inside ArcLight Fabrication, he created his own world, one where he could experiment without deadlines, one where the only limits were the ones he chose. The hot rod was more than just a vehicle. It was a statement, a sign that Kaufman wasn't done surprising the car world, and the projects hidden behind those doors were proof proof that the best was still to come. He didn't leave the car world behind. He stepped away from everything holding him back. Inside that garage, Kaufman built something for himself, and what's still hidden behind those doors proves one thing: the wildest project is yet to come. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for further updates, and click the next video on screen for another interesting story.